both sides. Just visit kuow.org/radio. And thank you.
You know, when push comes to shove, like, I don't disagree with having to leave Afghanistan. Like, we can't do it forever, but when push comes to shove, these people that soldiers and sailors and airmen and Marines told, hey man, you can trust me.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Bro, that's not how lines work. That's not how lines work.
Hi, thanks for choosing Burger King. How can I help you?
78113. I'm sorry, just give me a second.
No problem at all. Let me know whenever you're ready.
What, you gonna hit me? You gonna hit me? You almost hit me! You pulled out in front of me, asshole! You're a f***ing idiot! Look where you're going! Look where you're going! I ain't f***ing dumb like you f***ing idiot! I ain't gonna fight an old man! You old man! F*** you! Shit!
Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. You're gonna cause an accident. What the fuck? Did you see that? Don't ever do what that idiot did.
I won't.
Holy Pac-Man! I hope I got that on the camera! Woo! Ha! Oh! Wow! Woo! Whoa!
And threw them in buckets, and we're running around like crazy here trying to get it all done before it froze to the plant. And as you can see, everything's just frozen. We're sitting there in the floodlights trying to clean up. Otherwise, it would probably sit there till spring at that time of the year. And obviously we couldn't get our bike over there or a truck because frozen mud, hills, everything. So we walked threw the concentrate into the whole bucket and walked it over so we could transport it back to camp. And there we are, doing the final cleanup that night. Obviously couldn't do it outside, so moved everything into my precious beer tent. The jig, put up a system of just washing mats.
You crazy? Cooking people's brains. Spanky McJiggles over here is about as useless as a porcupine in a condom factory. She can't take the turn without crossing into our lane. And even after honking at her to alert her of our presence, she just has to fail again. But things don't get any better. Spacey Lacey suddenly decides she wants to go a different way, and without a shoulder check, forcing us to hit the brakes sharply.
Oh my God.
She's so stupid, she'd climb a glass wall to see what's on the other side. Sure, just pull out onto the road and stop. Makes perfect sense.
No, she had a stop sign. I had a stop sign.
This guy, however.
This guy is not supposed to go.
Supposed to wait, asshole.
This mentally constipated schmuck is passing illegally, and the people in this truck are rightfully pissed. I decided to chime in too. You know, rub it in some more.
There's a last-second decision there. Real smart.
Keep an eye on Charlie Chowderhead. In his world, it's smart to just stop right in our path. His ever making sense is about as likely as Dunkin' Donuts becoming a basketball team. Human beings are notorious for successfully failing. Bozo number 1 doesn't feel like waiting for oncoming traffic and just goes anyway. Bozo number 2 is so busy with her hand up to her mouth, she nearly rear-ends me when traffic slows down. Put the dildo away, lady. Watch her hand quickly come down as she panic brakes. This old man is parked illegally. He also isn't paying attention to oncoming traffic before swinging his door open. All of that because his lack of situational awareness. And actually, these two officers ordered him to move and park somewhere else.
Whoa. Wow, that was close. I thought he was going to get bit.
And now we travel back to 2014 when nobody knew how to drive.
The proceeding was a paid endorsement. Scott High Revision Carrying, Professional Medical Corporation.
Shopping for appliances, whether you need.
Jesus Christ.
Even in 2014, old men were winging their doors open without checking for traffic first. And this one gave me a dirty look after the honk. Wings that door open faster than he can get it up with his wife. Although this wasn't a terrible cutoff, this guy shouldn't have shoved his way in, and definitely shouldn't have let the honk hurt his feelings.
Guys, always doing this shit. You can't just pull out in front of people. You can't just pull out in front of people.
This interaction even angers a bystander who yells, This lady is all the way in the far left lane and doesn't care if the lane she wants is clear or not. Despite the first honk, she just has to push over anyway. Her driving was about as sloppy as the dump she took this morning. Too much fiber, ma'am.
Not even know it. Speedcounts.com that are slowing down your...
Once again, if you don't signal your intentions, I'm gonna assume you're being an idiot for stopping in the road for no apparent reason. Oh, now you signal. First, I hit the curb. Oops. But then glue-sniffing Gladys cuts me off. And then she runs a red light. A cereal box wants its license back.
No U-turn.
The slowpoke in front of me is driving ridiculously slow, like a turtle on Xanax, and can't get enough fingering. After my honk, the finger. He's going so slow, he gets cut off. And now he goes for seconds on the fingering.
Jeez, go.
Are really pioneers in a much more effective way of raising our kids. I mean, it may very well have made sense 100 plus years ago to have sort of, it's an industrial assembly line.
Oh, what is she going? Yeah, I don't know. She's sitting there.
With a series of standardized steps.
My God.
They emerge as a product.
Time to go.
Road rage here. The Karen in this red Camry brake checks the red Hyundai for tailgating. She's pissed. And still having a fit. Karen's probably even demanding to talk to a manager. Oh, but the fit's not over. Even after more minutes have passed, Karen with her Karen haircut is still infuriated. If you have a kid in the car, then why are you risking a crash by brake checking people and raging at them? We're just not quite done yet with her temper tantrum. My guess is, because the camera's car is red, she mistook his car for the red Hyundai that was tailgating her earlier, and when he got into another lane, the camera was now behind her, and she didn't realize there was a different driver behind her now. After the camera stops at the stop sign, she lays on the horn at him. And this is where the clip cuts off.
I'll be able to sleep tonight if I don't get him.
Jesus.
No.
Go on the other side of the road, why don't you?
Wow.
And now a trio of bumper-loving butt sniffers, all captured within a relatively short time span by the same camera.
Oh, shit. Oh, crash. What the fuck?
These wannabe porn stars can only see 6 inches in front of them.
Well, now go, you dumbass.
Where the hell are you going?
Ma, look at that.
Yes.
neck or something. said, I decided to stay away and document it for human history. So combative, yet being so unapologetically human. It's been probably 10 years. Our next reply is from the Bumbling Bee. My great-grandfather lived in Kansas when the Dust Bowl hit the U.S. He and his wife lived in a really small town, and he owned a grocery store. After he passed away, my family was going through the stuff in his house and found a box of letters he had hidden from everyone. Every letter was a thank you from different families he helped during the Dust Bowl. People would be running from the Dust Bowl and pass through his town. He would give them free food to last them until they reached their destinations. Many of the letters thanked him for saving their lives and stuff like that. He took the secret to his grave, literally. Not even his wife knew. I've heard mention that maybe she wouldn't have been quite as pleased, but I don't know about that. I just think that's super cool, and I'm very proud of him. Our next reply is from Little Nugget. In the early 60s, my dad had a nervous breakdown due to severe abuse as a child while in Army basic training. He went to a mental hospital and then was released to his family when he was deemed well. After a while, he started hearing voices and was readmitted to another mental hospital. Around the same time, my mother, who had recently gotten divorced from her first husband, lost her mother and she tried to commit suicide. She was admitted to that same mental hospital. They got married in 1965. Our next reply is from Sweet Dingus. When me and my slightly older cousins were kids, they tried to convince me of falsehoods all the time. I was, and still kind of am, extremely gullible. I fell for, hey, gullible is written on the ceiling, more than once. One day, when I was around 11, the older of my cousins was talking about how he was joining a lacrosse team. I had no idea what that was, so I asked him. He explained the rules and the tools of the game, and I was certain that he was lying to me. There was no effing way that people ran around with small baskets on sticks, only catching hard balls. That's insanity. So I smirked and said, sure, and went on my way. For the next several years, whenever someone mentioned lacrosse, I'd snicker, thinking I was privy to a joke. When I was around 17, a friend of mine mentioned that she was going to a lacrosse game.
Did you just hit that car?
Kind of annoyed.
I got it on camera.
Joke, you could drop it. Lacrosse isn't real.
I'm gonna wait.
She was so good.
I saw the bumper.
And looked at me like I was crazy. She insisted that it was, in fact, real. I insisted that it wasn't. We looked it up online. Sure enough, completely real. I was utterly shocked and way more than a little embarrassed, especially when I thought back to all of my weird responses to mentions of lacrosse. So, you know those moments when you're trying to fall asleep and that random memory of something completely